slide, let's turn to Southeast Asia. And I believe Dr. Zulfikar Yurnaidi, the Manager of Energy Modeling and Policy Planning from ASEAN Center for Energy, is joining us today from Jakarta. So Dr. Zulfikar, many thanks for staying online with us and sharing the insights from the region. I would like to give you the floor now, and I hope the slides that you've shared with us can be put up on the screen as well. Hi, Zulfikar.
Hi. Yeah, just want to check if the organizer. Oh, okay, great. Yeah, I'm looking at the slides now. All right, so allow me to start. I realize we have a bit of time delay, so I try to finish it as soon as possible, maybe 5 to 7 minutes. So I think I'll just go to the next slide. This is a very quick introduction about our organization, the ASEAN Center for Energy. So we are the intergovernmental organization. So we are actually under the ASEAN structure, and we represent the interests of the 10 ASEAN member states in the energy sectors. So we play several roles. First and foremost, we play a role as a think tank of the region. We basically conduct the studies and also provide policy recommendations. Among others is, of course, our flagship publication, the ASEAN Energy Outlook. The latest one, the 7th ASEAN Energy Outlook, was just launched last year, and we are currently working towards the next editions of ASEAN Energy Outlook to be published next year in Lao PDR. We also had several studies, including a roadmap on sustainable building, which I will share in here as one of the case regulatory framework that can be pushed towards more demand-side energy policies. We also play a role as a catalyst. We basically support the collaboration within ASEAN, so within ASEAN member states, but also between ASEAN and also partners. Of course, I include the ACCJ and also IEA here as part of our strong collaborators in the region. Last but not least, we serve as a knowledge hub. So we gather informations, policy updates, news through our news clipping updates, and also statistics, especially for the monitoring of regional targets in renewable energy and energy efficiency. But first and foremost, our role is to implement the regional blueprint, which is the APAIC, which I can show you in the next slide. So APAIC, or the ASEAN Plan of Action for Energy Cooperation, is the regional energy cooperation blueprint here in ASEAN. As noted, we aim to achieve energy security, accessibility, affordability, and sustainability for all, which we call the populace of energy cooperation, or energy trilemma, as you also know. And then we have 7 program areas ranging from the power grid, gas pipeline, oil and gas sector, basically, the clean coal technology, renewable energy, regional energy policy planning, civilian nuclear energy, and which I would like to highlight today is, of course, the energy efficiency and conservation. So from the regulatory perspective, we have a regional targets of achieving energy intensity reductions by 32% in 2025. And of course, further elevating the efforts of energy efficiency in industry and transport sector, which we noted as the sectors with the highest energy-related emissions. Next slide, please. And this is also, of course, to note that in each ASEAN member states, there are various targets of energy efficiency. I think 4 or 5 of those have targets on reducing energy intensity, but almost all actually have a target of reducing the final energy consumption compared to certain BAU level. So within the energy efficiency and conservation, these are our strategies and also action plans. To be noted, this is a regional level initiatives. We have 5 outcome-based strategies, or the ODS. As you can see here, the first, we try to focus more on the standard and leveling. This is, of course, to provide incentives for the consumers of the energy efficient products. And depends on the countries. There are several initiatives, like in Malaysia, they do have what they call the SAFE several period. Now they have like SAFE 3.0, in which they provide the rebates for the purchase of energy efficient appliances. So if you go to the online shop, for example, then you can see that for certain energy efficient appliances, both that have 4 and 5 star ratings, they can get an automatic e-rebates. So that sort of incentives are in line with the design of this standard and labeling, and also the promotion of those appliances. Second, of course, we need to focus on the private sector and financial institutions. Among others, we in ASEAN regularly do what we call the ASEAN Energy Awards. So this is conducted always together with the ministerial meeting. We call it the ASEAN Ministers on Energy Meeting, or AMEM, be done every year in the chair countries of the ASEAN. So this year we have it in Indonesia. And in these energy efficiency sectors, we do have like several categories, including net zero building and also others. So basically, this to provide incentive for the industry players to have a more energy efficient programs in their buildings and their industry offices, so that they can get the proper recognitions from the regional level. So usually this recognition is coming from the national level first. So Indonesia have their own awards, and then it brings to the ASEAN level, so it competes between each other. So this is again another incentive that we provide, non-fiscal incentive that we try to provide in recognizing the efforts in demand side energy efficiency. And the last three strategies are focused on the three sectors of end-use sectors. So we have in building, we have in transport, and we do have in industry. And if you see, like in each of these strategies, we do have specific action plans focused on this information sharing and also capacity building, because we noted that energy efficiency is more on this behavioral changes, consumer choices, and providing them with the proper information, public awareness, and also incentive will be very important. The same with the capacity building. In capacity building here, it means for the industry sector, so they know like the types of technologies that they can do, that they can apply, or measures that they can do, so that they can increase their energy efficiency efforts. So again, in each and every parts of the strategies and action plans, we try to put a little bit more focus on these incentives and public awareness activities. Next slide, please. This is again from the ASEAN level. We are currently working, we just launched this, I think this year, the strategy for carbon neutrality. So in the bigger perspective, energy efficiency is an important part of it. So in connections with the energy climate nexus, we have this strategy for carbon neutrality. And among others, I would like just to put one point in here, which is to boost green industries. So what we try to do in the ASEAN is that how we can connect this energy transition. We know the energy transition can be costly, but we also notice that this can also provide a new engine growth, green energy growth for the future. So this is the virtuous cycle that we try to push in here, so that how we can build this supply chain, the industry of energy efficiency in the region, so it can it can provide a little bit more incentive, not only from energy saving, but also on the development of the local industries. Next slide, please. So my last two slides is just a little bit of this report is developed together with the IEA. So this is the energy efficiency building and constructions. That's the actual name. So in this case, we try to define the sustainable buildings into 7 systems, starting from urban planning, new building, existing building, retrofit materials, and also others. And what kind of activities and also strategies that can be put so we can achieve this sustainable building by 2050. For example. So this is noting the various aspects for one single sector for building. So it needs to connect with various sectors as well. So next, my last slide. So this is what we try to do in every sector of energy. This include, of course, the end-use sectors. In this case, building, just for example, we try to attack the issues from three perspectives. First, of course, policy. Second, technology. Third is in the capacity, human capacity, especially. Within the policy itself, we have like three category as well. First, of course, in terms of regulations, there are many countries in the region that do not have a complete set of energy efficiency policies. So the standard and labelings, the regulations, we have energy managers, etc., etc. So this is something that we try to push, and further we try to have a more interconnections in the regional level. For example, we initiated what we call the product registration system. So we listed the product of air conditioners and also others, and what would be the parameters of it from the whole region, so we can see what are the status for each country and the others. This is, of course, is to build more regional market in the future. So incentives, we have like financial and non-financial incentives. This can be very, very different, but this is also one of our focus, not only in building, but also, of course, in the transport sector, like how we can push this energy efficient vehicle, how we can improve the fuel efficiency, how we can improve the public transport, how we can shift this conventional vehicle into electric vehicle. All this falls under the energy efficiency sector. Then all of those would require incentives. Last but not least, of course, the information. So that's why, as I mentioned before, in our strategies, we always put information, knowledge sharing with from between our member states, but also from the experts from the outside of the regions, the best practices, so we can share it with our stakeholders in ASEAN. So we are very open for more collaborations on these sectors, especially in innovations, information sharing, and also technologies development, and also financing in the future. So I'll stop there my presentations. Thank you very much, and back to Catherine.
Thank you very much, Zulfikar. And it was very comprehensive overview of regional activities that ASEAN Center for Energy is undertaking. And especially, I'm very much taken by the building roadmap. So it's a project that was developed together also with the IEAs, I understand. So net zero buildings are, of course, absolutely critical in this transition. And it really shows the full power of the demand side, where we're incorporating digital technologies, smart meters, and also renewable energy sources. So now, since we've ended on the note of talking about the building sector,